Destination wedding for husband's granddaughter. He won't do anything to get his passport. Been married to my second husband for 27 years. He has 2 kids who I really like and get along with. One daughter has 4 daughters who are a bit spoiled. I made sure to give the granddaughters nice presents for their graduation gifts, and have always been the nice step-grandma who is pretty much ignored by the grandkids. My husband does zero work on any gift-giving or travel arranging when we have attended any of their events. That's all left up to me. We attended the weddings of the first 2 granddaughters, both of which were about 3 hours away. I arranged the trip, bought and wrapped the gifts and bought cards. We attended the event and I was again the nice step-grandma who is pretty much ignored by the grandkids. About 4 months ago we received a save-the-date card, letting us know that the 3rd granddaughter will be getting married in another country, in mid-2025. I have a passport but husband does not. I told him he will need to get a passport to attend this. He's done nothing. A few weeks ago I asked if he really wanted to go to this and he said yes. I reminded him that he would need a passport, so I went online to see what he needed to get that. One item was the date of divorce from his prior wife. He said he wasn't going to get into that. I said okay and dropped the whole issue. I had been looking at airline flights and the tickets would have cost about $2,000 for both of us. The hotel would be another $1,000, all-inclusive place. The invite for the wedding is taped to the front of the fridge, and I am not going to bring this up again. If he asks, I will let him know that if he actually gets off his butt and gets his passport I will make travel arrangements. Edit. I forgot to mention that the wedding is on a Wednesday, which means we would have to fly out Tuesday and fly back Thursday. I cannot believe she chose Wednesday for her wedding day. Some of OP's comments. Commenter. I don't know what the laws are where you are LOL, but you have seen proof he's divorced, right? Because fine, I have no idea what date my divorce went through, but I do have the printed out paperwork in my drawer and I just look it up. This is some bizarre avoidance LOL, and it would give me the willies NGL. OP. I know for a fact the divorce went through and I saw the paperwork years ago. I'm pretty sure it was final in 1996. But I don't know the date. It was odd that he said it that way. More on the divorce proof. Lots of commenters were fixated on that. And the passport work. I'm an attorney. I tried looking them up online but records that are old from 1996 aren't usually available online. More than likely it is stored on microfiche at the district court where this was entered. This will require a trip to the courthouse, filling out forms to request the old documents, etc., etc. Not difficult, but detailed and time-consuming. I'm just so tired of doing all this detailed time-intensive bullshit for him all the time. I'm tired of spending my time on something I don't even want to spend money on or go to. I'm going to do nothing, say nothing and let the date come and go. However, I will now probably go look for the records just to make sure the divorce decree was entered. The kids. His kids are actually from wife number 1 who passed away before I met any of them. His divorce was from wife number 2. But I don't understand why he will put no effort into finding the divorce date or working on the passport other than pure laziness. To another commenter. Actually, the kids hated wife too. Yes, he's lazy. His kids and their spouses are very nice to me. I had a stepmother also, and am very careful not to try to be mom to them. I hated it when my stepmom did this. I just want to be nice, friendly, and not get in their business. Isn't that what a stepmother should do? Same for the grandkids. Why are they still married? But that's a much longer post. For those of you in your late 60s long married, you understand that marriage to a flawed person is still better than being lonely. At least most of the time. Weighing the pros and cons, he still comes up on the pro side. To another commenter. Yes, I do feel alone a great deal of the time. Being alone has never been a problem for me, but I still feel like being married to him. Commenter. Yeah, I have a backbone but I also have a huge heart for my husband. I have no problem telling others to F off and I've always been tough. I think this is the turning point where I am totally done making any arrangements to make things easier on him. Commenter. No reason why OP can't go, she has her passport. If it was me, I would go by myself and tell everyone exactly why I was unaccompanied. OP. Oh the hell no. I'm definitely not going solo for a step-granddaughter, who probably won't even acknowledge me. Commenter. If you continually feel ignored by them, stop giving. It honestly sounds like a huge expense to attend for someone who treats you that way. OP. Yeah, I'm done. Now that I think about it, none of them ever reach out to me. When we go to visit his family they are always nice, but they have never independently reached out to me one time in all the time we have been married. Commenter. Maybe they don't like your husband. He sounds kind of awful. Sorry.op. Hey, this is Reddit. I come here for the truth, not to have people be soft on me. Update. 2 days later. Regarding her doing the work and also whether or not they will RSVP. Actually, one person commented about the RSVP, and that we would have to advise them whether we were coming or not. Realizing that I had previously RSVP'd, so I have now changed my position and will be contacting his daughter to advise her of the issue. That comment is buried somewhere in response to another comment. Yesterday was truly full of example after example of me having to do everything in this relationship, carrying 100% of the mental load, and I was just done. But today is a new day, and I am going to be a better human. Some more clarification. Commenter. I'm wondering what the appeal was here. He's lazy and can't be bothered to do fuck all regarding his own kids and grandkids? It sounds like he is using weaponized incompetence to get you to do everything. Why would a smart, accomplished professional woman put up with his bullshit for 27 years? He can't possibly be that good in bed. OP. Because it wasn't always this lopsided. After his cancer diagnosis in 2018, then chemo stem cell transplant resulting neuropathy and depression, he became more dependent. He's somewhat better now, but we both fell into the me doing everything pattern. For the last few years I've been trying to break that, especially with tasks that are not physical, require mental effort. Commenter. Wow, that's a lot of left out information. OP. Yes. For the last year or so I have been trying to get the workload more balanced, especially with just mental tasks. It's so difficult once one partner has basically shouldered the whole load. I'm starting to think that even though he said he wanted to go to the wedding, that inside he really doesn't. Therefore he is going to use the passport as an excuse for why we won't go. Fine by me. Update. 17 days from OG post. To all of you who commented before, thanks. This is the update, and I know I'm setting myself up to get knocked about, but this is Reddit after all. 1. I saw the divorce decree from his prior wife, so he is indeed divorced and he and I are legally married. 2. Since that post I have told him he needs to engage in the cleaning and taking care of things around the house. He is now responsible for one bathroom and I'm responsible for the other. He actually pointed out a cleaning method to me and I said, great, do whatever you like. He has been frustrated by the new order around here and continues to do as little as possible. I have tried to remain cheerful and positive. 3. His daughter called to confirm we are coming. He said of course and later asked me, we are going, right? I said when you get your passport I will make the reservations. He looked dumbstruck. I told him the application has been sitting, right where I told him. And he denied ever hearing me say that. He started working on the application, then asked me if he had a birth certificate. I told him I assume so because you were born. He asked where it was and I told him I have no idea, figure it out. He was getting frustrated. I went and fetched it from the files, and angrily told him here it is and you can take care of this from now on. Yes, I spoke angrily. Yes, I slammed it down on the table. 4. He flipped out and threw a plastic bottle of salad dressing into the kitchen and it broke and splattered all over the cabinets. 5. Like the mature adults we are, the rest of the day was spent in silence. I went into my office and he was again glued to the damn political news on the TV, just like he has been for years. He eventually cleaned up the mess in the kitchen. 6. I refused to cook for him, and will not do any of his laundry. I had just changed the sheets on the bed and I bet they are there this time next year. I have taken up residence in the extra bedroom and my office, which are on one side of the house. 7. I'm not sure what will come of this, but I wish the divorce from his prior wife had never been finalized. I would now be free. Financially we are kind of stuck together, but I will work toward getting unstuck. Some of OP's comments. Commenter. Update me about if he gets it together in time to get his passport. I think someone mentioned in your previous post something about maybe telling the bride that he hasn't gotten his passport. If you're on decent terms with her, you might want to mention it to her anyway. If you don't tell her now and he doesn't get to go, he's going to tell her that you never told him, just like he denied you saying you told him before. If nothing else, her getting on him might jumpstart him more than anything you do. Other than that though, I wouldn't do anything. Good luck. Enjoy your trip with or without him. OP. The bride has been informed of the situation, because his daughter texted me later, and I filled her in about the actual obstacle. She and I are on great terms, love her. And I told her no matter what happens, I will get the bride a beautiful gift. Editor's note, to prevent confusion, remember it is the granddaughter getting married, not the daughter. OP is close to the daughter, who is the bride's mom. Commenter. By the sound of it he never learned to do shit at home. Ask him if he wants to learn before he is on his own. It might not save your marriage, but you would save a life even if it's the next woman after you. OP. He's beyond saving, and if some lady wants to pick him up later, she's on her own. I raised my child to be responsible and to be a partner in marriage, it worked. Commenter. Seems you married a man-child. I hope he decides to grow up, but the chances are slim. OP. I did. Not sure what the future holds. Thankfully I have learned not to let it distress me too terribly. I have my friends and my work, source of good income. Commenter. Nothing sexier than a man who throws a salad dressing bottle when asked to complete a grown-up task. OP. Yeah. To his credit, he wasn't aiming at me. I admit I have thrown things in anger and frustration before. At least it was the ranch dressing, which I don't eat anyway. Commenter. Congrats on your being very organized and thorough with this unfortunate debacle. Am I correct in classifying MAGA rage to him? OP. He's on the other side. He's been massively depressed since the election LOL. I don't give two shits about politics other than to vote. Commenter. Also, instead of getting things like his birth certificate for him if he doesn't know by now that important documents are stored in a file cabinet, either he's actually really stupid or you married someone with a disability. And the way to find out is to ask him. So, after living with me for 20 years, is it because you're mentally deficient that you don't know where important documents are? Or are you just stupid? I mean, you're not going to solve any problems that way, but it sure as hell is going to feel good and get the point across. OP. Oh, mentally I say a lot of stuff that would only serve to escalate the problem. Years ago, I moved a small 2-drawer filing cabinet into our walk-in closet and told him that one is his, and his birth certificate is in there. It's the only thing in there. You literally open the drawer and there is one manila folder with his birth certificate. He does have ADHD and prefers not to do anything that requires organization and attention to detail, but that doesn't mean he can't. He can, but I have filled that gap for him so long he has become accustomed to it. Well, that has all changed and he is not handling it well. Commenter. You have so much resentment. You need some counseling to work your way through this and maybe need to try couples counseling. Sadly, you've enabled him for years and he didn't know you resented him for it. This isn't to blame you, but to point out a lack of communication. OP. Confess this is true. Honestly, I didn't realize how much until I almost slammed that birth certificate on the table. I need to work on changing the situation and letting go of resentment. Holding on to that does no good. OP explains. Well, my prior post was pretty much the start of my wake-up call, when I wondered, why am I jumping through hoops doing all the work for his passport, when he's sitting over there cackling at the TV? I already have a passport. He's a grown man, and even though I'm better at paperwork, he's still fully capable of doing this. As usual, weddings just fan the flames of the usual relationship issues. Update. 8 days later, 3.5 weeks from OG post. Again, I want to thank all of you who posted helpful comments. They really helped me work through these issues and we have made positive progress on so many fronts. He obtained all the necessary information for the passport application and completed it. He did ask for my assistance setting up an appointment at the post office to have his picture taken and submit his application. It had to be done online, and doing anything through their website is wonky. We are going to the post office this morning. We've also had some polite, mature discussions about him doing his laundry, which he has done, and that we need to equally share the workload of the house. He had to do the grocery shopping by himself last week because I refused to go. He managed to wash a load of whites, even used bleach, without destroying any clothes. He has been doing the dishes and made loaded nachos for us this weekend. Granted, it's still not 50-50 yet, but I believe we will get there. So as soon as I'm done with this update, I'm going to make our resort and plane reservations. Looks like it's a go. I am going to text his daughter that it looks like we will actually be able to go and celebrate with everyone. Some of OP's comments. Comment. Good Lord, this is quite the redemption arc. I'm so happy for you. Well done. Hope you can make sure this new start keeps rolling for the future. And you have a fabulous time at the wedding. OP. Hi cauliflower. The path to redemption is bumpy for sure. Pleasant persistent patience is my best tool to effect long-lasting change. That is, when I'm not so pissed I forget to use it. Comment. Damn, the bar is on the floor. OP. The bar is now at least 6 inches off the floor. It will be raised. Yes, I share some blame for letting the situation get to this point and I am trying to remedy this. Comment. I do not know the backstory and hoped, you were talking about an elderly sick family member or a teenager. OP. LOL, I wish I was. It's my husband with narcissistic tendencies who has mastered weaponized incompetence, living with the enabling wife, me. How's that for a description? And yet, this situation can be changed and can improve. Comment. Yes, this is a great update. Didn't you or someone else in the comments mention previously an ADHD possibility? This track. It's a very common trait to put everything off until the last minute, then scramble. We work best under pressure, which is the most effective motivator. However, it is absolutely not an excuse to avoid responsibilities. I'm just trying to shed some light on what may be going on in his brain. It's possible that he truly wasn't trying to be obstinate and wait you out until you cave. I agree with others that he will backslide, but it sounds like you have the patience of Job TBH to help him get to where he needs to be. OP. Oh yes, ADHD is definitely part of this, although he can do better than he has. We just got back from the post office and his application is now officially submitted. We have definitely progressed regarding 1. Personal responsibility, 2. Sharing the load of work at home, and 3. Having a mature discussion of these issues. Now we just have to sustain this progress.